And now I'm never going to not think of Von Karma associated to that. Everybody look up Teen Witch, I Like Boys, and think about Von Karma.
Is that the one that had this scene where they started singing like that?
Yes,
like,
that's
the
bad
rapping. Heard of this movie. Yeah, the bad rap where it's like that.
That
definitely
movie
look that up.
One of my childhood movies. I'm so ashamed.
It's okay.
Now I imagine Von Karma in that scene, and it's going to be amazing.
Wow. Who knew there was such a trick to this thing?
Are you satisfied now? Of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Atagarasu's key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement, and who would never have been privy to this trick, would have never known about it to be. Furthermore, something that the Atagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was?
Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rell off, he told me. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms.
What you are saying is simply not possible.
Oh? And why not?
Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. Within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife.
I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know. Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication?
Unfortunately, it is also impossible. This Detective Brad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information, even within the police force. And it's something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to...
Could you reread? You cut off.
Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition?
Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much of reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh?
How can you laugh at a time like this?
She probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with.
He's probably still laughing because Edward still has bogies in his cravat from when they cabled him.
Been setting her off every time.
It's like, it's right there! Your chin! I suppose you're right. As you. I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of this knife.
Did my microphone not pick up any of that?
Mm-mm.
My parents must think I'm a crazy person because I'm quarantining with them right now. Okay. Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me?
Oh, I will. And I'll wipe the smile off your face by the time with. This is it. The moment of truth. The secret behind the Yatagarasu key. Only one person would have the knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Atagarasu's key could change into a knife? There is only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key,
Ha! And that is?
and that is the person who sent Yatagarasu's key to the police. That is to say, Yatagarasu herself.
Are you saying that this lawyer is a great thief, Yatagarasu?
Is you. You used Mr. Rell to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You who professes to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this?
Who would have thought that you... that stupid rookie prosecutor would see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than when I sneak into someplace.
You killed Faraday! Why? Answer me, Callisto, you!
Oh wow, he managed to look threatening with a lollipop in his hand.
Impressive. Callisto, you, that's not my real name. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief, Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity. Which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both.
You say that you despise criminals.
But I do, really. Oh, sorry. But do I really?
You... Have you forgotten about the KG-8 incident too?
Maybe.
What sort of woman would?
So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent?
Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu. By using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. He never noticed that I had chained the key into a knife inside that plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life.
How could you kill him?
I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death.
If you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rell as well.
I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness. And how that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they'd killed each other.
And then the trick with the surveillance tape.
Yes. I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered of the existence of that surveillance tape. Which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with a bullet.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you betray a client?
I defended him to the death!
She's
Sorry.
so cool. He's even cooler now.
Yeah.
Client? If you want to talk about who was a client of whose first, it was me. That bloody image.
Stop showing that picture game.
I was the client in the murder of the Cadopian embassy staff member, Deed Man.
You ordered a hit job?
You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad? I had Deed Man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination?
It can't be. You're...
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring.
Oh, goodness.
You don't mean you're working with Manny Cochin too, do you?
Maybe, maybe not. Guess you'll never know.
Yatagarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer.
That's right, little girl. Yatagarasu is just another killer.
Be quiet. You...
Atagarasu. You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court.
Ha. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is?
Thick pogo stick skills? No, I don't know. I could do more guesses.
No, well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. Gun! A vile criminal!
how you know she's a criminal.
You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarasu's key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'd still gladly take it.
You mean he was your real target?
And even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence.
You two, get down!
Baby!
My body. I can't move.
Alright, dial up.
Hey, mister! To your right!
You!
Are you alright, Francisca?
I'm perfectly fine, Maz.
Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? That's a gunshot.
Or is it a balloon popping?
Or is it a recording of a gunshot from a videotape? I just don't know anymore.
Or maybe it's a videotape of a balloon being shot by a gun.
Played
Never.
at the highest possible volume.
September 10, 7 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon.
Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot.
I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket.
He may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. Lucky I'm good at plugging in holes.
Oh my. But more importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma, are you two hurt?
I'm absolutely fine.
I'm also alright, thanks to Kay.
Speaking of Kay, where is she?
Sorry, I just had an image of you go outside the courtroom and Kay's got like you in an arm lock.
That'd be amazing.
Learned this watching the WWE wrestler.
Adults in Phoenix Wright are very incompetent, so
Mm-hmm.
he could hack it. I don't know. He sort of disappeared. He was a ghost all along.
I'll go look for her. Oh, and... Hey, Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir? Detective Bad, sir.
I'm sorry I doubted you.
Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all.
I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective.
Aw.
Now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay?
You got it, Pops.
Pops. Watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we?
Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. He's just jealous because he didn't get to.
I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do.
Be careful, Detective Vat, and take care.
Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday. Maybe I'll never appear again.
One-off character. Think he'll ever appear again, or do you think he's a one-off character?
Could say.
Might be in the investigations too, we don't know.
Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. He really did find out the truth behind everything.
Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to the prison.
Man, I'm sad.
Sad, Judge. It's sad. I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe.
It was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honour.
God, you're a nice person.
Well, even if we didn't have his Honor's testimony,
Were we grilled him about why he went to the bathroom?
I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf.
Yeah. I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective.
Well, so long as you're not fired. At least you weren't in Raccoon City on your first week as a detective.
I don't understand the reference, I'm no one of those nerds.
I'll tuck that one away inside my snotty cravat then.
You
should work hard.
The hierarchy at Angels, I can tell you about. Resident of Evil's Creek, I don't know nothing about.
You should work hard. Give all that you have and perform your duties well. And don't expect me to save you in the zombie apocalypse. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me.
He just puts the snotty cravat in. There you go.
All of
You
these
take care of that. Oh, she did? Ooh, what is it?
What was it that Kay left for me? The proof of their friendship.
The bloody bag.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Take that!
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll. Can I really have it?
Yes, it's a present meant for you after all.
Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I'm gonna eat this right now.
Sure, go ahead. The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay brought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father, it would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective.
Oh.
He's so happy it's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own.
Do you reckon I can wipe the smile off his face in 0.5 seconds?
Less than. Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him.
Ooh! Well, that was good, pal. Can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day.
The end's got the first
Stay
one.
of his life. I've never seen anything else nice happen to Gumshoe in any of the games.
That's the only thing. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something.
I'm craving a Swiss roll again.
I know, right? It's gonna be me after quarantine. It's gonna be like a tub of bubble tea and like 10 Swiss rolls.
Yes!
It's like everyone's talking about gaining weight in quarantine. No, for me, it's gonna be after. I'm actually eating way better in quarantine. I've got to thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she?
You only noticed just now. This is mine not present when we discussed her earlier.
Oh, I really want a Swiss roll. That's what I was going to expect.
His dream came true! Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him.
Alright, pal. But do you know something? How'd you make a Swiss roll? Yeah, you push him. Gumshoe out. Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first... You know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement.
Open your heart and let the himbo in.
We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa.
Don't care.
But people
Well,
die,
okay.
Papa.
It's a fun joke.
Edgeworth almost died.
It's better joke.
There was a criminal with a gun. I am afraid we must be going now, Detective.
Roger, sir. And don't you worry, I'll investigate the next case we're on real well.
I'll count him. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air.
Can we just appreciate how cute Gumshoe looks right now?
Yes.
Yes! Gumshoe Appreciation Society is go. He's gorgeous. Although, for some reason, I thought he wasn't wearing a shirt under his tie for a second there.
Oh, I can see
That
it.
shading was his pecs.
Gumshoe would not be that hairless.
Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor.
And that went well.
It went great.
Oh, yeah, so well. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe an immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
As for the little girl who suddenly appeared, she's now...
Well, that happened
Edgeworth,
all in
you
the
were
span
gone
of
on
like
the
2 seconds.
So, do you remember now?
Mr. Edgeworth, you have been glazed eye blacked out for like 6 hours. Are you alright?
They just waited patiently for him to come back too.
You just had
Like,
a
well, you
fugue
remember?
state.
They went for bubble tea and Swiss rolls while he was gone.
Yes.
They just left him standing there.
I remember you. Yeah, the wee lassie with the balloon and the Swiss rolls. You know what? I owe you a Swiss roll. Let me see if I can cobble together
Aw.
less of my pay and get you a Swiss roll back. So then they did that. They went, they got Swiss rolls and came back, and Edgeworth was still disassociated by the fountain.
He does this sometimes. It's okay. We'll just give him a bit longer.
I will not accept any other Karen for how that went.
Yes, I remember everything. Why is it dark? Okay, it's been a while.
Okay, you sure grew up a lot.
Oh, now Gumshoe has to pretend that he didn't know.
He's just like, don't let him know. No, don't.
Of course, but thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me.
Nudging
You
each
know-
other.
I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this?
Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't able to come back here all that much.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're alright.
So, does it all make sense now?
You betcha it does.
Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently and...
Actually, there are still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay.
Huh?
First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father.
No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father.
Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu.
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure.
That's impossible.
What's with that look? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said that it was impossible just now.
Alright then, how do you explain this?
It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing.
Yep, that's Little Thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Wow, Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor. He was a really great thief, huh?
Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed, and the Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently.
Someone other than you.
Here, Mr. Edgeworth,
What? Right.
take a look at this article.
The Yatagarasu sent a card to the embassy. Pulling card?
Yeah, meaning this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto Yu lady is behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out.
The Yatagarasu send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up, and I knew I couldn't just let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you're saying that I have your father's and Ms. Yu's identities backwards?
Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Okay.
Okay. You're so honourable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal.
Even if you are an honorable thief, as a thief. And even if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid... Sorry, those reads are all off. If you are
Okay.
plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit.
Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, you guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now?
Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman.
That evil woman. You mean Callisto Yu?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me?
Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Huh? Owe me for what?
When Ms. Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then you mean...
Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fearful day.
Even though I completely forgot about it.
Watch out.
Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all, now that I've remembered. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you.
Yay, Mr. Edgeworth! Oh, isn't that great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure is, Gummy.
Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. I knew all along.
I didn't phase out for about 6 hours in front of the fountain.
What is it with the dummy relationship? That's because they were gone for 6 hours talking without you. The great thief, Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Byron... How do we say that
Burn.
name?
Burn.
Bern Faraday, Callisto Yu, and Kay Faraday. I don't even want to attempt to say that. Well, you know,
Phantasmagorically.
and you're just like, why are you doing this to me? The phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu,
Perfect.
and Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay.
Yay.
Eee! So exciting!
Well then, we will go ahead and end this episode right here. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you next time as we begin the final case.
Bye-bye.
Farewell!